What's going on, everybody? What's up? Brian Sapp here with another NRW checkpoint. We're back again. We skipped last week. I don't know, last week was kind of lackluster. I'm glad we did because,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, they ain't
this
talking
week,
about nothing.
a lot to talk about. Brian, we've been talking a lot about Xbox and
Right.
Game Pass.
Yes, we have.
So tell us about, okay, so Xbox Game Pass is expanding?
Yes. Yeah, so Xbox just recently, they launched a app for LG smart TVs. So if you have an LG smart TV, go ahead and check your was it LG shop store, whatever it's called. This app is essentially a PlayStation app, or not a PlayStation, an Xbox streaming app.
Yeah,
So
Game
you
Pass,
can
basically.
Yeah, it's basically Game Pass on the TV. You can stream whatever your Xbox catalog you got going on. If you have Game Pass, you got those games there as well, right from the TV. You don't need an Xbox. Just play it on the TV. Maybe get yourself a controller. But other than that, yeah, a dedicated Xbox app right there on the LG TVs. I just thought that was dope because making gaming more accessible
Yeah.
and
So
then
right there, you
Cloudplay and
got
stuff.
LG TVs, you
Mhm.
got Samsung TVs,
Samsung
and,
as well. Yep.
and then you have Amazon,
Okay. All of
so
these
Amazon
have
Fire Sticks.
okay, yeah. They did say something about the Fire Sticks. So which makes me wonder, like, when or are they still planning to release that that like
Nah,
Xbox kind of stick or whatever?
nah,
Did they cancel that?
they when they started shifting to this strategy, they said they weren't gonna put one out. Phil
Okay.
Spencer said that it would they couldn't bring it down to a price point that made sense a couple
Okay.
of years ago, which it makes sense. And this is a lot cheaper. All they gotta just put out an app and
Okay.
use already built infrastructure from other companies. Honestly, I think that is I find it amazing in how they are doing what Stadia couldn't.
We're Stadia.
In many respects, when it comes to cloud gaming,
Mhm.
it's really amazing in my opinion as far as that is concerned.
Yeah, I agree. I
But I
think
think
Stadium just might they might have just jumped out a little too soon. Like they ain't really put enough time and effort into
it was
theirs.
half baked from the
Yeah,
start.
that's what
That
I'm
was the
saying. Like,
problem. It was
didn't
half
feel
baked.
right.
Yeah, they should have came off straight up like a straight up streaming subscription service from the
I've
jump.
been doing. Hmm.
Instead of you paying to subscribe, then you paying for games on top of it.
Right.
I think that was the biggest part of Stadia that people didn't like, and now with with Xbox and their strategy and cloud gameplay, you literally can do all of the above.
Right.
You can, and I wouldn't advise this. You can pay for the cloud streaming, or basically Game Pass, which
Hmm.
gives you games, but also you can buy games
Right.
and then play those games via the cloud that aren't on Game Pass because you own them. Um,
Right.
so, like I said, I wouldn't advise that. I think that's a bit, getting to that realm that we didn't like with Stadia, but at least you have an actual physical console that you can at least buy as well and download those games too. So,
Exactly.
that's a good thing. But yeah, I just think the strategy is smart. It's
Yeah,
funny. One of the things I've been saying to people, because there are a lot of people who I know who own PlayStations who are like, I wish I could play South of Midnight. I wish I could play South.
which one I'm one of the people.
I tell you, just like tell everybody else, yo,
Game
you can get
Pass.
if you search online, say where, you can get a cheap 3 month Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Pass
Okay.
for under 25, depending on where you go. Get yourself a controller, a Bluetooth controller, and you can play it through your smart TV.
Mhm.
You can play it through your laptop. You can play it through your phone.
Which I even think the PS5 controller will work as a like a
Yeah, I don't
stand-in.
think so. You
No?
would need you would need an Xbox controller, wired or wireless, or some
Okay.
sort of Bluetooth controller uh,
Okay.
to do it. Yeah, I don't know if PlayStation will do it, but don't hold me to that. But
Okay.
and I tell people right there that is essentially 3 months of playing that game for $25.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
And if that's all you want to play, I think, let me know. It's a little bit, if you don't have a Bluetooth controller already or a controller you can use, yeah, you shelling out maybe another $30. So $55 for 3 months.
Yeah.
And then
Beat
you
it
got a whole
before
bunch of other
then.
games you can play. You know,
Right.
and especially considering what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Nice.
Um, okay.
So looks like we got to pour out some liquor in Japan.
Yes. The end of an era is here. Sony has quietly announced, they didn't even really make a press or blog announcement or nothing. They just put it on the website.
Mhm.
Like they're no longer shipping PS4s or PS4 Pros in Japan. So what that means is the actual home of PlayStation has done away with supporting PlayStation 4. So the rest of the world will follow shortly. Obviously,
I thought they already done it everywhere else though. So
not to what possibly. I didn't really dig into it that well or
yeah,
that much. I just saw that you know, somebody had wrote an article like, oh yeah, they finally said they're not shipping anymore in Japan or whatever. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So, and then shortly after, I saw something else where they were like, oh, we're not going to be doing any more updates or anything with PlayStation 4 either. So I'm like, okay, that's I guess we rolling around to that point in time where the life of the PlayStation 4 has come to a close. So
okay.
that was interesting bittersweet news. Um, Bitter because obviously PlayStation 4 is iconic, sweet because now you guys can focus just on making the PS5 better. I'm upset that I'm hearing rumors and stuff about PlayStation 6 already. I get it because the life cycle, time, all that stuff. I just feel like because COVID happened, they need to give us that time with our PlayStation 5s. Like just delay it a little bit. I don't need a six right now. Just
Right.
we don't need that. But um, speaking of Japanese companies, Nintendo is they're having a time getting these pre-orders locked in, not even filling them, just locking them in. So what I've been seeing, the Switch 2 has crashed. Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop is having trouble accepting
I'm not
pre-orders.
surprised.
Right. The special lottery that Nintendo secretly announced has been overcrowded. They got over 2 million applications for the little secret lottery so that you could just buy a Nintendo Switch instead of going through the pre-order process. They already telling people we apologize, but obviously we're not going to be letting 2 million of y'all just buy our console out the gate. It's going to be a select few people be mad, but y'all applied. Too many people applied. We thought we was being low, but obviously everybody found the link and it was up from there. So just gaming as a whole is just a we got PlayStation ending, PlayStation 4, and I saw somewhere that they quietly launched a new studio, which is interesting because then they just
Hmm.
shut down a bunch of studios underneath the
Right.
PlayStation banner. It's crazy. The Xbox, they're moving forward. I saw somewhere else that they were like, we're not doing the console war thing anymore. We're trying to bring longevity to the to the Xbox brand as a whole, not just
Right.
worried about making great consoles. So I guess that's why we're seeing the Game Pass get more love and these apps come to the TV and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then Nintendo, man, they they said they knew that y'all wanted it, but they didn't know how bad. And so now we got sites that are pre-orders are on hold right now, at least until the big competitors can get their sites back up and running. But
It seems like everybody's making moves but Sony really right now.
yeah, the only thing that halfway interested me as far as Sony news this couple weeks or rather, where they updated the PlayStation 5. We talked about that last episode.
Right.
So we have themes and stuff now, which I don't know, something it's not even really fully themes because every time you switch to something, there's a dedicated background for it. So it's more like a theme for the home screen, which sure,
Right.
why not? But there was that, and then they put out an update for the PlayStation Portal to make the cloud streaming thing a little bit more
I remember that. Yeah.
accessible. Yeah. But you have to have PlayStation Premium in order to even do cloud streaming on that device. So it's like that was more specific to a smaller audience for them.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, Sony, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They did announce what is it? Yo's Toy something. What's the Ghost
Was
of
it Ghost of Yotori, the I guess not the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, but the
Tsushima?
whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
another
again,
story.
no
Yeah,
fanfare, just
yeah, they just put
coming
the
out in
release
October.
date out. So October 2nd, you can play that game when it comes out. Probably, they'll probably do pre-orders and stuff before then, 3 early day access, something like 3 day free, or I don't know. But yeah, yeah, Sony ain't really, I don't know. I don't understand what's happening because the last state of play, which we talked about, was, average at best. And then
Very average.
they pushing out a lot of updates for the PlayStation 4, I mean, for the 5 and the Portal, but it's like these aren't like super huge updates. And I don't know.
You know, I think honestly this is going to be a make or break year for Sony, as far
I can
as
see
public
that.
perception, because um, let's get into the new releases we're covering.
Okay.
Again, not to be biased, sheer numbers, Microsoft's putting out some games
Yeah, that
consistently. Um,
which did you see that they ported Forza over,
yep.
which I'm like, okay,
Like,
Microsoft's
isn't
not playing.
Forza, what was it? Forza and what other, like Forza and Indiana Jones, like the two top play games on PlayStation right now, something like that.
Yeah,
Like it's ridiculous.
I
It's
can't blame
ridiculous. Xbox is making money on PlayStation because PlayStation ain't making their own games.
it. Right.
That's
That's
so
the
amazing.
part. Like, what okay, moving
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So what's the release?
So first up we have the worst kept secret in gaming.
Nah. Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered Shadow dropped this week. So it's on Xbox Series systems, PS5, PC, and of course it's on Game Pass. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is an action role-playing game co-developed by Virtuous Studios and Bethesda Game Studios, published by Bethesda Softworks. It is a remaster of 2006's The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and includes a full graphics overhaul using Unreal Engine 5 and various other improvements from sprinting to redesigned menus.
Okay.
Now, this is where, we ask, is it a remaster or a remake? Because looking at this, and we'll look at the trailer later,
Mm.
I think this borders on that remake,
You
especially
think
since
so?
it's Unreal Engine 5.
Did they add any like
I mean,
content to the game?
no, it's no new content, but it's
Okay.
such a graphical overhaul, in my
Uh,
opinion, that I think we should talk about it being a remake.
no, that makes sense. I think yeah, the determining factor, at least for me, how I differentiate remake and remasters are, is there something new in the game that I couldn't do in the
Got you.
previous iteration of it? But a massive a graphical overhaul like that, I could definitely like it makes sense for
Right.
it to be in a conversation of is it a remake? Because ultimately, people don't realize this, but the graphics they play a lot into the game itself. Like
Yeah, especially when you're looking at a game that's 19 years old.
exactly.
But
So you
also
talking about
upgraded menus, but sprinting. That's a
yeah,
gameplay mechanic that
exactly.
fundamentally. And again, I am not a Elder Scrolls person,
Me
but
either.
just knowing it, knowing that like that could fundamentally change how people play the game. Something that
Exactly.
small.
Yeah. So I could definitely see that being like more of a remake than a remaster,
Yeah, but
or at
let's get
least
to the trailer.
have the title as well. Yeah.
Right. Next up is a game that both you and I have been waiting for.
Which I saw somebody talking about this on social media today.
Right.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so it's Clair Obscur Expedition 33 on the Xbox Series systems, PS5, PC, and Game Pass. Lead the members of Expedition 33 on their quest to destroy the paintress so that she can never paint death again. Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
Right. Was that
It's
the
huh?
synopsis last time we read about this?
No, we
That
didn't.
sounds a little more ominous there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because even
Okay.
the trailer, we ain't even a synopsis. The trailer, like you had this ominousness, but just that sentence alone is like, whoa, okay, what
Right.
is going on here?
In
Explore
the
World of
game?
Wonders, inspired by Belle Epoque, France, and battle unique enemies in his turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics.
Have to get this.
Yes, I am hopefully playing that this weekend between that and
Ooh.
Midnight, which I gotta get back into.
Yeah, I can really to see the trailer for this. By the way, the game is only $50, at least on
Yeah, I heard
PlayStation.
because it's like
I'm
30
excited about
hours,
that.
maybe 30 hours of main gameplay, and if you do everything, is 60 hours. So I'm like,
Okay.
that's a pretty good deal,
Definitely.
in my opinion.
Okay.
Not like $80 for Nintendo Super Mario. Oh God. Nintendo.
Which
Right.
Nintendo and Mario World better be as big as the world.
Right.
Like for
Exactly.
$80, I need every Mario track ever created, even the ones y'all scrap. Like put all the shit in the game, all
Right.
the characters from Diddy Kong Racing, everybody. This need to be the ultimate Mario game. I shouldn't have to buy no more Mario games after this. Well, racing games.
Right.
Mainline
Exactly.
story games are different. But sorry for that.
No
What's
problem.
next?
No, no, it is what it is. Last this week, we're going over a game which I saw heavily advertised this weekend, and it was really weird.
Okay.
Um, on WrestleMania of all places. Uh, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, and Xbox Series systems, PS5, 4, and PC. Rick Howard, and Terry Beauregard are among the cast of characters brought together by SNK to star in Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. And I think this is the first
I'm about to say Fatal Fury ain't had a
in a
new game.
long time, like
Yeah.
standalone Fatal Fury game we've gotten in a very long. It's been over a decade. I can't tell you exactly, but it's been a while because it seems like every sort of release has come out from SNK with in this universe has always been a King of Fighter or something for the past few years, or
Right.
some other mix-up of things. So, all right, I'm interested. So that's
Me
actually our
too.
first trailer, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves.
SNK is underrated. They got some really good like fighting games and characters.
Southtown, a city of wild ambition, a city
They need to
where
do
legends are made.
Capcom versus SNK. Give me a new Capcom versus
Wolves
SNK,
fought
please.
I
against
agree.
fate and
Oh,
won,
no,
but
that's in that
fate
Capcom Fighting Collection
has
too.
no
Yeah.
finale.
Something. Like, come on back. Like, I like SNK and
Now,
their characters.
25 years later, are you ready to rock the city once more?
I might be. You know how this gameplay trailer look fail.
The action kicks off with 22 characters, a mix of
Gotta have video.
I find it
and new
interesting.
blood, plus 5
of
DLC fighters and
fighting
Season
games.
Pass 1. Introducing
Transition
the Rev
into
System, a special offensive toolset you can use from the
all of
moment the
them.
battle begins. Fight at full throttle and supercharge the excitement.
Finding different ways to
Gain
say that.
access to rev blows and strength buffs when your health gauge enters your selected SPG zone. Classic series mechanics are back in full force. And then some.
I was playing the original Fatal Fury.
Perform flashy combos at the push of a button with a smart style control scheme. When you're ready to take on the world, jump online with crossplay and roll
There
back
were
and
mechanics
roll.
in it that I
You
didn't
can even
remember,
hone your
like
skills against
getting
auto-generated
different, like the
AI
background, the foreground, the middle ground, and the stages and stuff. Like,
Okay.
I don't remember this.
supremacy in an
The way I remember it.
RPG mode EOST.
I really like.
Level up your
I
fighter,
think
equip
like another
skills, and
offshoot
dominate the
game,
opposition
like
on
maybe
your
Fatal
way to
Fury
the
2.
top.
They got rid of. That's what I started playing.
Customize characters your
Okay.
way
Then
with
also
color
the King of
outfits,
Fighter games, because all we
patterns,
talked
and
about
more.
was bounce
Group your
physics.
favorite Fatal
Right.
Fury
Right. Yeah, I bounced
create
it.
playlists and customize background.
Yeah. I became privy to
Fates
SNK.
intertwine on the streets of Southtown in the struggle for Geese's legacy. Rev it up! Your legend
Or not Marvel, Capcom versus SNK.
Fatal
Yeah,
Fury.
who the fuck is SNK? But I was picking them characters. They good.
2025. Pre-order
Okay.
now.
I think this is the first just straight SNK game I've seen. For a lot of years, there's been SNK Play More.
Yeah, okay. So
So
maybe Playmore got the boot.
I wonder what's up with that. I gotta look that up.
Okay.
All right, well, that's Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Next up, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33.
Let's go.
Rated M for mature.
And what happened to the first Expedition 30, the first 32 of them things?
Well, they never came back, at least.
Oh.
We saw before.
And maybe we'll find out.
For everyone.
No. She chose to come. I didn't make the rules between you two.
You're fighting to change things.
For those who come after. Right?
I thought I was used.
Yeah, me too.
They got some heavy hitters, like Andy Serkis is in this game. I was like, what?
Okay.
I like other actors that we know.
That was cool.
Had this little French studio.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and just get this game. Cause I really enjoy good turn-based RPG. Like,
Miles with him. We need to go now.
I was out.
Who are you?
These bosses look insane.
I know it seems absurd to offer Oblivion as recompense, but
She'll never paint again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Getting that.
We go from a JRPG to a Western RPG, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
Okay.
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the third era.
And that Unreal Engine 5, this game looked great.
So when it hits, it hits.
Right.
I have seen the gates of
It
Oblivion.
just don't look like a game that came out on this television.
It don't. I don't see any like semblance of, oh yeah, this is upscale graphics from back in the day.
Beginning. Worse is yet to come.
Looks clear. A trap!
Okay, I can see
Time of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
Look at that. That doesn't look like a game. Like we've seen games from that era, remastered. They don't look like that.
right.
Remember the Emperor!
I wonder how long they've been working on this because they did a good job with this.
They have. It must have been for a while because we were here about Lucas for a while.
Right.
Him. And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't it?
Today.
All right. Well, that's our take on some of the newest releases this week. Brian, what's going on with you, man?
I am recording an episode for Half Out Loud podcast that should be coming out in the next couple of days here once I finish and get everything all nice and edited up. That's pretty much it. I'm relaxing. I will be back in the friendly skies here in about 7 or 8 weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks. So I'm trying to hunker down.
Where you headed you next?
St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to be going to the Grand National Tour, Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
So we picked out there because that's St. Louis is actually SZA's hometown. That's where she's from. So we're hoping that she
might show up for real.
Yes, that's the hope.
Makes sense.
And then they have a Six Flags also I'm gonna go to and do some other cool things. I've never been to St. Louis before, so why not? Missouri, none of that.
Been through. Was it St. Louis? Yes, for work. There and then gone the next day. So really had some good barbecue, but
okay. So. Thank you. I'm glad you said that because food is definitely always an event for me when I'm trying like where am I gonna eat? But yeah, podcast episode should be up shortly. How about yourself? What you got working?
It's been a week. Saw Sinners this past weekend.
Great movie. I saw
movie.
It. I got to go back actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. I'm thinking about
going to see it in IMAX.
I didn't see it in IMAX.
Okay.
I may see it in IMAX. I'm not sure. But my review of that is out. I also did a review on NRW with KAYFABEYBABY. We talked about it, so that's out as well. And then my continuing coverage from HawkCon 2025 is dropping. So my interviews with Colin from Skipper Wing and Elvin Hernandez are up at the time of this recording. And then by the time this comes out, my interview with Noor the Hyena will be out as well. And then we'll continue on with HawkCon through the end of this month. And then we'll start off with BlerdCon the beginning of May.
Hey, okay.
All right.
Fantastic.
So that's what's going on with us. You know where you guys are, nerds of the world. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at New Release Wednesday, on Twitter at the NRW, and of course you're on YouTube. So make sure you like, you share, and subscribe.